I will tell you something about the exploration study we did together with To Get There and some other partners. And it's about how automated vehicles can contribute to the livability of an area. Shortly, I will introduce myself. I'm Arthur. I work at a mobility consultant in the Netherlands. It's called Goudappel Coffeng. And we do all kinds of mobility, from pedestrians, cyclists, traffic models, strategic discussions, the whole scope. Well, we've been doing a exploration study with To Get There, GOV, and UN Studio, and it was about the transformation of the Lelylaan. That's a street which crosses the ring road of Amsterdam. Well, if we have a look at the city and the highway, we see that Amsterdam has been increasing its boundaries over the last centuries because of the growing population. And Amsterdam recently announced that there's another need for more housing, but they want to accommodate the housing within the current city boundaries. So there's a need for condensing housing within the current boundaries. And you see the ring road indicated in blue. And here we see Lelylaan, which we'll be discussing in a few moments. When we look at the highway, we see a few interesting things. There are lots of parking locations next to the highway. But to get there, you need to get off the highway into the urban area and enter the parking location. So this brings you extra traffic within the urban area, which does not need to be there. And the lower picture shows you the current state of the highway. Just a regular highway. You can easily see that it's acting like a boundary. And here we see the directions of the demand. So in the morning peak and the afternoon peak, there are different directions, so different demands. If we have a look at the transformation of the A10, recently in the Netherlands, lots of investments have been made in their ring road. So the road authority said, we are not going to do anything about the A10 highway. We are not going to reduce the space allocated for it. We are not going to increase it. The investments is made, and that's everything you have to do with it. So we recently looked at the innovation of the car technology, adaptive cruise control, dynamic lane use, and we estimated that by the use of adaptive cruise control, there exists some space on the ring road, as vehicles can drive much closer to each other, that you can accommodate some of the traffic which is currently in the city center. So thereby you reduce the traffic load in the city center and accommodate it on the A10 highway. And what to do with the remaining or with the free inner city space? Well, we used three things. Connecting, so back to the Lelylaan. It's a boundary right now, so we need to connect both parts of the city. And as we saw in the picture, it's not an attractive destination. So make it a destination. Make it a location where people want to be. And make the A10 highway a flexible one to accommodate directional demand patterns, making lanes flexible such that you can accommodate directional demands. And if we have a look at the Lelylaan specific, which is indicated here, there are much more locations in Amsterdam for which the same principle holds. These are all indicated with the circles on the ring road. On the top level you see the current situation on the Lelylaan. And currently it's not possible for cyclists, for pedestrians to cross the A10 highway. So it's really a huge barrier to get from the other side to the other side. So what we proposed is make it a hub. Make it a hub where people can park their car and get into the city center directly from the highway. So these are the towers, the parking towers, which you can drive directly from the highway into the tower, park your car and transfer to another mode and get in the city center. That's also explained by this graph. So drive into the hub, transfer to another mode, make it attractive to use these modes, allowing longer parking times, reduced rates. There's a lot to gain on that. And there's another benefit. Given the recent developments in electric cars, it's likely that in a few years more and more cars get electric. And you can use these hubs as a power reserve for inner city energy use. Well, and as we are at the Podcar conference, we also thought about one of the mobility solutions to get from the hub into the city. Why not use Podcars? And also, these Podcars can contribute to the functioning of the current public transport system in Amsterdam. Since the recent studies in Amsterdam indicated that the public transport, especially in this section of Amsterdam, is really slow. So why not skip a few stops, which are not used that much, and make sure that these pods will stop there, collect multiple passengers, drive to a transfer stop, and let them interchange there. So you can increase the speed of the public transport and still provide a high level of service. Well, we also made some impressions. So this is the current situation, and what if you can really make it a destination? And you get something like this. It's much better, much more attractive. This is a place where people want to be. Well, we've been also doing at Goudappel some other projects in the Netherlands on automated vehicles. Automated vehicles is a completely new subject, so we are exploring the field on all different kinds of subjects together with some partners of us, also the TU Delft. And could you use automated vehicles as a last mile solution? Since the last mile is one of the main deterrents for the use of public transport, so if you could improve the last mile, you can get people from the car into public transport. So in Delft, a pilot will be started between a train station near the university campus and the university campus, and it will be done with Renault Twizzys. They will be automated and they will operate on the wide cycle path. And we did some study there by means of a survey. And these are the current modes which are used for the last mile. So the majority of the respondents were coming by bike or by foot. And we saw that on average, roughly 50% were thinking about, I would travel the last mile by an automated vehicle. So this is again thinking about what's my market? Is there enough market to run with a system of automated vehicles? And you see that the acceptance is highest at the current car users. So the current car users are willing to change to automated vehicles. And there are also social challenges. Are automated vehicles able to solve some of the current social challenges? We've been asked by the municipality of Amsterdam to do a feasibility study for a healthcare institution. And currently they provide transport for complex disabled persons between a daycare center and their current home. And currently that's being done by conventional taxis. And to give you an idea, it costs 7 minutes to get the person in a wheelchair in the car. It's a distance of 500 meters. They are in a car with 6 wheelchairs. So, doing the math, it takes you almost 3/4 of an hour to get 6 people in the car and going to the daycare for only a distance of 500 meters. So there has to be a more flexible solution and faster. So what I like about this project is that the parents of the children came with the idea, why not use self-driving cars? So the municipality adopted this idea and asked us, together with the TU Delft, can you explore the possibilities of self-driving cars for us, for this specific application? So that was mainly my insight. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them.